I am Grace. This is Xander here. You can see his tail. He might be joining us for part of this yoga asana. Just taking a couple sips of my nice hot lemon water. We are going to be doing a warrior flow and adding a couple twists to our flow. And twists are great because twists can really bring some energy into the internal organs. They're really good for your spine when you twist. Brings a lot of energy and fluids into the spine and just keeps that spine really healthy. So before we get started, I want to let you know that if any time during this practice you want to stop and move into resting pose or standing pose or seated pose, you are welcome to do so. If you feel any kind of pain whatsoever, yoga is not about pain, so please back off immediately and get into a resting pose if you feel any kind of pain. And so I'll take one more sip here. And we'll get started. So let's begin with our centering. Seated in a nice comfortable position for a moment here. Feeling that earth supporting your body. The spine straight. And take this moment to bring your attention to mindful belly breathing. So we're going to breathe into the belly. And we're going to bring all our awareness to just simply the breath, breathing into the belly. We want to practice breathing this way so that eventually this is our automatic, natural way of breathing into the belly. And as you inhale, you'll feel the belly expand away from the spine. And as you exhale, you'll feel that navel, that belly button coming in towards the spine. And as you continue your belly breaths, I invite you to become aware of your physical body first, noticing where you are connected to the earth. And just noticing that physical body, bringing your awareness to 360 degrees around the physical body. And dive in a little bit deeper and scan the inner being, pratyahara, noticing inner sensations, inner aliveness. You may notice that pulsation of your heart, or any tingling, energy moving, flowing. Keeping the breath in the belly. And dive now into the emotional body, noticing any emotions that are arising, allowing them to arise. No judgment. We're not pushing anything away. We're not titling or labeling. We're just going into that felt sense of the emotional body. Feeling everything fully. And while you remain deeply connected with the self, in a state of self-love, appreciation, I invite you to set an intention for this practice. Something positive, present moment. And just setting that seed of intention into the consciousness. And let's Begin some neck rolls, just gentle neck rolls. And noticing the sensation. And if you feel there's a spot you want to massage a little more, allowing yourself to do that. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly. And going the other direction now. And coming back to center. Just bring the hands up to the knees and thighs and make some circles for some pelvic grinds. Making some nice big circles. Noticing sensation. And again, if you feel a spot of nice sensation and want to just stay on that and massage it a little bit, listening to your body and honoring what your body needs this morning. This practice is for you today. This is your time to be with yourself, honoring the sensations in your body. Let's go the other direction, honoring this body temple, where your divine awareness animates through. You are aware. That is the part of you that is eternal. And then that awareness is eternal, infinite, unending, and limitless, has the opportunity to animate through a temporary physical vehicle of the body. Coming back to center. Let's do some cat-cow. And what an experience that is. Divine awareness that you are. Awareness is one. It's connected to the creator, source. It is also awareness. You're an extension of that awareness. Having a temporary experience in this physical body. And your awareness is what brings it to life. It's what animates through it. So this is most definitely a sacred body temple. The temple of your own divine awareness. Let's just hinge forward a little bit. Forward. Let's bring those feet together into Baddha Konasana and bring those knees down to the floor. Let's hinge forward in our Baddha Konasana. Butterfly pose. It's also been called bound angle. It's got a few names. Just feeling that opening in the hips. And then coming out. Let's move into a seated spinal twist. Take that let's take the left leg straight out. Let's take the right leg over the left leg and onto the side of the left leg. And then let's take that left arm and hug that knee in, that right knee in. And taking the right hand behind the buttocks. Inhaling, lengthening the spine, and exhaling, twisting, gazing out over this spine. This right shoulder. And breathe. On every inhale, we're going to lengthen. And on the exhale, twisting. And see if you can twist a little bit deeper. And releasing, and we're going to go to the other side. So take that right leg straight out. Take that left leg, bring that foot onto the outside of the left leg. Taking the right arm and hugging the knee into the body. And then taking the left hand right behind the buttocks. Inhale, lengthening the spine up towards the sky. Exhale, twisting as you gaze out over that left shoulder. Every inhale, lengthen, and on every exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. And coming back to center. Let's release the legs. Let's come up to a standing position. Let's just shake out for a moment. Shake everything out. Let's do our twists. Beautiful. And then let's bring those legs to a nice wide stance. Nice wide. And let's take that right leg out 90 degrees, facing the front of the mat. Back leg is going to be 30 to 40 degrees. Some people like it to be parallel to the back mat, but feel what feels right for you. Take that front knee so it's right over the ankle, adjusting your width of your stance to what feels right for you. The hips are going to be facing me. My hips are facing you. And we're going to bring those arms out to the side, right up about the same height, extending out away from the body. And we're going to turn the head to gaze out over those right front fingertips. And we're going to engage those bandhas, and we're going to breathe in this warrior. This is the empowered warrior. Deep breaths. You can use that Ujjayi breath if you like, that ocean breath. Nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, we're going to drop the back arm to the back leg. We're going to reach that front arm up into a reverse warrior. Opening up the heart, gazing up towards the sky. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. And this next inhale, reaching up towards the sky, a little higher. And on your exhale, we're going to swoop that front arm to rest on the front thigh. Very gently, very little weight. We're pulling our body up through our muscles. Back arm is going to come up alongside the body. Nice line of energy from the back foot along the side of the body, out the extended fingertips. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. One more deep breath, extending those fingertips in the inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to come down into triangle. So we're going to straighten that front leg. If you need a block, you can come down to a block. That right hand is going to come down to the block or the floor. You're blocking many different ways. And the left arm's extending up. Feel that heart open. Feel that body in one plane. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Inhale, reaching those fingertips up. And we're going to move into a revolved triangle. So exhale, bringing that left hand down. Bring that left hand onto the block or the floor. Take that back foot 90 degrees, parallel to the front. And we're going to twist. You're going to twist away from me as you take the right arm up. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe. You can find a drishti, a point that's not moving to gaze at to help with your balance. Next inhale, reaching up towards the sky. And exhaling that hand down. And having a hand on either side of the front foot. You can take that back foot and bring it back 35 to 45 degrees. Or you can have your hands on a block, either side of the block. And then exhale, bring the body in towards the front leg and knee. Pyramid. We're going to engage those bandhas and breathe. Feeling a nice stretch on the front leg. On your next inhale, we're going to bend that front knee so it's right over the ankle. Small little micro bend in the back knee as you come up to the front thigh. Then straighten that knee out. Knee is right over the ankle, the front knee over the ankle. You're going to bring the body so the torso of the body is balancing over the hips and the pelvis. And we're going to square the hips so that my left leg is back, so I'm going to bring that left hip forward a little bit so the hips are square. Beautiful. You can hug those thighs in a little bit together. Bring those arms up into a beautiful warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Use that Ujjayi breath. And on your next exhale, going to face forward, facing me. Move into a nice 5-pointed star. Feeling all the energy is coming from the solar plexus. 2 lines of energy going down your legs into your feet. Up to the heart and out, both arms and extended fingertips. And up and out, crown of your head. Engaging those bandhas and let's breathe in our star. Beautiful. Let's bring those hands down to the hips. Let's adjust those feet. We're going to take the heels in. The feet are going to be facing out towards the wide edges of the mat. We're going to move into a nice little goddess squat. And so I invite you to bend those knees so they're coming out over the feet. And find your squat. It may be way down low, maybe way up high. Feel where you're at today. Feel your edge. Find where you're on that gentle edge, maybe a 7. We're going to bring the arms up. Palms are either facing me or they're facing in towards yourself. So face the world, the universe, or face yourself. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Be the goddess, open heart. One more deep breath. And on the next inhale, coming up, bringing your hands back to the hips. And we are going to go into a nice little wide leg forward fold. Find where your feet are comfortable. And we're going to add a little twist to this. So let's stick that tailbone out and let's begin to hinge at the hips. Finding that nice little hinge at our hips. Coming down. And when you can't hinge anymore, just allow the spine to round, coming down to the mat or a block, whatever works for you. Just relax in this nice deep forward fold for a moment. Breathing, you can engage those bandhas. Release and relaxing the head a little bit. And walking over to one foot or the other and taking a moment to enjoy this forward fold. Stretching the leg muscles of this side. An extra stretch and breathe. And coming over to the other side and taking a few breaths here as you feel the new sensation and a little more intense stretch on this side. Engage those bandhas and breathe. And then coming back to center. I'm going to invite you to take the left hand and bring it right into the center between your feet and a little forward. And root that into the mat, nice and solid. And then taking that right arm and bringing that up into a little twist. And taking a couple breaths here. The left hand can be on a block or the mat. One more breath. And on your exhale, bringing the right hand down and bringing that right hand right in the center, a little forward of the legs. And then inhaling, taking that left arm up into a nice little twist. And breathe. One more inhale, reaching up. Exhaling that hand down. And then bring your hands to the hips and let's lift the head first, nice and slowly. The heart, always lifting the head first to protect that lower back. The head is the heaviest. You don't want those back muscles to have to lift the head. Let the head lift itself. Coming all the way up to standing position. Great job. And let's go over to the other side. So we're going to take the front foot is going to be pointing 90 degrees towards the front of the mat. Back foot is 30 degrees. We're going to bend that front knee so it's right over the front ankle. I'm going to go into Virabhadrasana 2. And so on this pose, the hips are facing me. My hips are facing you. I'm going to bring the arms out. And then we're going to turn the head to gaze out over the front fingertips without moving the body forward. Keep the body straight in the line. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Bring in the prana, the life force energy into your body through the breath. Nice deep inhale. On your exhale, bring the back arm to the back leg, front arm reaching up, gazing up towards the sky and the heaven, open heart in our reverse warrior, reverse Virabhadrasana. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Viparita Virabhadrasana. Last inhale, reaching up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to swoop that front arm to rest very gently on the front thigh. Utthita Parvankasana. Side angle. Bring that back arm up alongside the body. Nice line of energy from the back foot along the side body, out the fingertips. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Inhale, reaching those extended fingertips. Exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg and we're going to bring that front arm down to the floor or the block. Right arm is extended up towards the sky. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing that hand down. Bringing the hand, taking that right hand, rooting that into the mat or block. Taking that back foot 90 degrees. And we're going to twist away from knee as you lift the left arm up to the sky. And engage those bandhas and breathe. Inhaling, reaching that hand up. Exhale, bringing that left hand down, having a hand on either side of the front foot on your blocks. And let's exhale. And you can readjust the back foot to 30 degrees, 35 or 40 degrees. And bringing the head in towards the thigh and the knee, the front thigh and knee. And relaxing in this beautiful pose. Beautiful. And breathe, our pyramid. Engage those bandhas while you bring in the prana. Beautiful job. We're going to move into our Virabhadrasana 1. So we're going to take that front knee and bring it so it's the knee is bent and aligned right over the ankle. You can take a little micro bend in that back knee as you come up to the front thigh, and then bring the body all the way up. So the torso is balancing right above the hips. And square those hips. So my right leg is back now. I'm going to take that right hip a little forward. Square those hips. Engaging those bandhas. Bringing those arms up into our Virabhadrasana 1. And breathe. Deep inhale, reaching those arms up. Exhale, facing forward. Beautiful job. Let's bring those feet in. Wonderful, wonderful job. I'm going to do a little twist here, a balancing twist called Eagle. And I'll guide you in together. We're going to begin standing and bring all your weight into this right standing leg. And just imagining this leg extending deeper into the earth, nice and solid. This leg is on the bottom. And let's work our arms first. We're going to very little weight on this left leg. So we're going to take the arms and we're going to take the right arm and bring the right arm under the left. And see if you can clasp those hands together. And you can have them right in front of your face. And then bring those elbows down a little bit. Beautiful. And then we're going to take this left leg and we're going to bring it over the right. And you can either rest the toes on the mat if you need to, or you can try to bring that left foot behind the right calf. And then bend those knees. So you're coming down. Elbows are coming down and the knees. And let's engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful job in coming up and releasing the feet, releasing the hand. A nice little balanced twist. Now we're going to bring all the energy and all our weight into the left standing leg. And very little weight on the right. Imagining this left standing leg is solid and it's going down into the earth. Deeper than the floor below you. Just visualize that to create some stability. And we're going to take the arms out and we're going to take the left arm underneath the right. Beautiful. And bring that centered by your face and bring those elbows down, shoulders down. And then nice micro bend in that left leg right now as you take the right leg over the left. And you can either rest your toe on the earth or you can try to wrap it, have it suspending up or try to wrap it behind. And then bending the knee, coming down. Elbows coming down, knees coming down. And engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And coming out. Beautiful job. We're going to clasp those hands behind us. And we're going to move into a standing yoga mudra. As you hinge the hips forward, bring those arms up. Let those arms reaching up towards the sky. Engage the bandhas and let's breathe as we honor the heart, the highest organ. The head is lower than the heart in this pose. And then your next exhale, bringing the hands down and coming down onto the mat. And we're going to come up onto our knees. We're going to move into a camel pose, a nice little back bend for today. Bringing the hands to the small of the back, the lumbar spine. And we're going to take that tailbone and we're going to tuck it under so we can open up those lumbars as we go into the back bend. And then opening up the chest first and lifting that chest up towards the sky as you feel the head drop back a little bit. And shoulders opening, shoulder blades squeezing together and feeling this nice opening, this nice back bend. Moving the pelvis so it's right aligned over the knees. And then if you'd like to come up onto your toes, and if you'd like to bring the hands down to the heels, one hand at a time. And then again, opening the heart and moving the pelvis so it's back over the knees. Let's engage the bandhas and breathe. Head is in alignment with the spine. We're not dropping the head. One more breath. Beautiful. And coming up, bringing the hands to the lumbar spine. And let's move into our child's pose. You can open up those legs and let the belly rest inside the legs. Taking a few breaths in this child's pose to integrate. Taking this time to be deeply with yourself. On your next inhale, coming up. And let's bring those feet out. Let's go into a single leg forward fold. Take the left leg out straight. We're going to take the right leg and bend that knee. Bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And we're going to inhale as we lengthen the spine and exhale, hinging and folding forward. And just find where your edge is with this hinge at the hips. We're not moving the spine yet. You can bring your hands down to the mat as you hinge forward and find that edge. Once you find that edge, you can flex that extended foot, extending and flexing it, feeling sensations. Just taking a breath here on this edge. And exhaling, seeing if you can hinge at the hips a little bit deeper. And when you get to your final edge, allow the spine to round and the head to come in towards the knee and the leg. Just allow yourself to take a few breaths in this nice forward fold, going inward to the south. With self-love and self-appreciation, self-respect and honoring. And inhale, coming up. And we're going to switch sides. So we're going to take that right leg out and bend that left leg with the left foot resting on the inner thigh of the right leg. And inhale as you lengthen the spine. And exhale, hinging at the hips. Feel that hinge at the hips. That's the only part of your body moving. Very present to that movement. And then resting on your edge for a breath. You can flex and extend that front foot. And then see if you can hinge a little bit deeper without forcing. Just moving into your edge again. And when you get to that final edge, allowing the spine to round, coming in, bringing the head in towards the knee. And wherever you are in your hinge is okay. And then just breathe and go inward. Forward folds are inward poses. Time to be deeply with the self, with that awareness that you are. That divine awareness. And gently coming up. Beautiful job. Let's bring both feet out and let's flop them back and forth a little bit. Let's scoot up to the front of our mat and move into some spinal rocks. Or if you don't have enough cushion, just come down onto your back so you're laying on your back. And eventually, so that you're on your back, we're going to move into our supine spinal twist. Adding a little extra twists to this practice. So we're going to take the left leg and we're going to bring it straight out. And then we're going to come up onto that left side just an inch, just to keep that lumbar spine neutral. And then we're going to take that right knee, we're going to bend it and bring it over to the left, using the left hand on the right knee to guide it over. And then taking the right hand and bringing it out 90 degrees and turning the head to gaze out over those right fingertips. And breathe into this nice deep twist. We'll take a few breaths here and let this twist integrate. Finding your edge in the twist and then sinking deep into it with the breath. And releasing the knee, nice and slowly coming back up to center. Bringing the back so it's flat on the mat, and let's switch the legs. So we'll bring the left knee up and the right leg straight out, resting on the earth. And coming up onto that right side just an inch, and bending that left knee, bringing that left knee over to the right hand on the left knee to bring it over, and the left hand out 90 degrees and turning the head to gaze out over the left fingertips. Let's take a few breaths in this nice deep twist. And one more breath. And releasing the leg, coming back to center. We're going to move into our releases now. Let's take those knees into the chest for a moment. Move into let's do our baby before we go into our releases. A yoga asana practice is never complete without baby pose. With those knees already up onto the chest, you can bring the feet so they're facing the sky. Open up the knees, bring the hands to the outside of the feet, and press those knees down into the armpits. Feeling that nice, gentle hip opener. And breathe. You can engage those bandhas and breathe. And moving into your Ananda Balasana, happy baby, kicking the feet around and moving which way you want to go, feeling the sensations, honoring your body, having fun. And then releasing the feet, bringing the feet onto the mat with the knees up. We're going to move into our hula first. The sacrum is flat on the mat. Nothing lifts up off the mat. We're just going to swivel the hips. So that right hip is going to come down toward the right heel. Left hip is coming up towards the left armpit. And we're going to swivel it. So we got the opposite. Left hip coming down towards the heel. Right hip coming up towards that right armpit. With the back flat on the mat, we're just going to swivel those hips. Nice, slow, repetitive movements. And bringing your awareness to sensation, fully present to sensation. In the body, in the hips, in the pelvis. Keeping the breath flowing. Coming back to center. Now we'll move into hip pointers. So we'll take one hip at a time and point that up towards the sky diagonally as we allow that butt cheek to lift up off the mat. Opposite hip and butt cheek is rooted into the mat. And we release it down and go to the other side. Pointing one hip at a time up diagonally towards the sky. Keeping that breath flowing through the body, prana moving. Coming back to center, let's go into a little cat-cow on the mat. Cat, you're going to press the small of the back into the mat as you tuck the tailbone under. And then on your cow, you're going to arch that spine up off the mat as you stick that tailbone into the earth. It's going back and forth in your flexion and extension of the spine. Feeling sensation, enjoying the movement in your body, keeping that breath flowing. And coming back to center. And we're going to drop both feet, both legs and knees over to one side. You can either windshield wiper both legs over from side to side. It's our final twist of the day. Or you can lift that top leg up, nice and slowly bringing it over to the opposite side and letting the bottom knee follow until both knees and legs are stacked up over onto the other side. So find out what works best for you this morning, today. Just honoring that. Feeling this is our last deep twist of the day. Keeping that breath flowing. Really basking in and enjoying the sensations and the movements in your body. And coming back to center. Knees are up, feet are flat on the mat. And let's keep those knees up, but walk those feet out wide, further apart from each other till they get to the wide edges of the mat. And let's drop one knee at a time into the center. Keeping that breath flowing and fully engaged in all the beautiful sensations. And coming back to center, bringing those feet back in. And let's bring those knees into the chest and rock back and forth for our final release. Before we move into our Savasana. And extending those legs out and moving into Savasana. You can either move into Savasana with legs up the wall, or you can just extend those legs out, flop those feet out, arms out, a little away from the body, palms up if you can, just remaining open, feeling the body connected to the earth and allowing that body to sink a little deeper into the earth, becoming a little heavier. Releasing and relaxing all the muscles. Any little muscular holding or tension, just let it go. Even in the jaw and the face. Relaxing the bones, the heart, the lungs, the respiratory system, all the systems of the body, including the brain and the spinal column and the nervous system. Relaxing and calming the nervous system. And resting in silence as you allow this practice to deeply integrate into the body, mind, and spirit. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Coming back into the body as you wiggle the fingers and the toes, stretching the arms and legs out. And rolling over to one side or the other. Taking a breath to integrate. And then coming up to a seated position. And taking this moment to check back in, checking in with the body. Diving into Pratyahara, noticing the inner universe, scanning that inner being. Maybe even noticing any differences from when you checked in at the beginning of practice. Maybe that infinite inner space feels even a little more spacious. A little more quiet and still. And diving into the emotional body, the emotional being. Just noticing without judgment what's there. And bringing yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And we'll conclude with a namaste. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this ecstatic yoga warrior flow with some twists asana practice this morning. We're going to be coming right back with a rapture meditation. So tune back in a few minutes while I set that up. I'm wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.